Hello, everybody. This is my 2024 election prediction. It was Kamala Harris, the vice president, versus former President Donald Trump. So I'm immediately going to get to the safe states. These states are just not going to be competitive at all in this matchup, in my opinion. And I feel like this is another interesting matchup to see, but yeah, just set them all up. Okay, it's all good for the blue side. Set up the Republican side. So, yeah, I think that would be about accurate. Oh, and I forgot the second district. Okay, so let's get into the likely states. Iowa and Ohio. Trump will definitely keep these margins here. His base has not eroded in these states, and it would hold it by that margin. Nebraska's second. It's an urban area, but Biden isn't on the ticket this time. It's Kamala Harris, so she's going to lose support that Biden has gained, especially in the second district. Next state would definitely be Texas. I feel like Trump will hold it within a similar margin that he did last time around. Texas is becoming more Democratic every cycle, but Harris is that unpopular that I think the margin would just remain the same here. Florida, in my opinion, would be a lean margin here. Trump would carry it by around the same margin he did in 2020. Because Harris, I just feel like isn't that popular here in Florida, especially with Cubans. I mean, Trump made gains across the Latino groups here in Florida last election. I feel like he would keep those gains, maybe even expand them. Who knows? Uh, which state should I tackle next? Minnesota. I feel like it would mean a likely margin. I feel like this state just hates Trump, especially. It just seems that way, especially with the urban areas in Minnesota. But Harris will lose support here. She's more unpopular than Biden. New Mexico would be another likely state. I feel like Trump can make inroads here, like he did in Texas and Florida with Latinos, and he'd even get it below 10 points. Next state would be Nevada. I feel like Trump will make some gains with Latinos here, but not enough to flip it, just because of the Las Vegas metro area. Next state would be, believe it or not, Arizona. Arizona would flip if it was Trump versus Harris, in my opinion, at this point. Just because Harris is sinking in popularity, it's happening like everywhere. She's just getting more and more unpopular. I feel like she'd be more unpopular than Trump here in Arizona, believe it or not. Which is just crazy to think about. She's just losing everywhere, slowly and slowly. Next state would be New Hampshire. I feel like it would stay within a lean margin instead of likely. She's just more unpopular than Biden. That's all I gotta say. Same with Maine. Maine's second, though, would be won by Trump. He would keep his support here. He hasn't lost any of his rural support. He did lose support in the suburbs, but he could get it back against Harris. Who knows? Next state would be Wisconsin. I feel like Trump will win it by a very, very narrow margin. Wisconsin's like the true swing state in the modern era, in my opinion. It's always the swingiest. Next state would be Georgia. I'd actually put it as a lean margin here because the Atlanta metro is booming in population, and I feel like it's going to continue that way for the foreseeable future. It's the next Virginia of the South. It's a very solid state. Virginia used to be a Republican stronghold back in the days. Not anymore. Now it's a Democratic one. That's a similar story that's happened in Georgia. North Carolina, however, Georgia's brother, will probably remain in a lean margin, especially if it's Harris versus Trump. I don't foresee it being won by Harris just because of her deep unpopularity. Next state would have to be Michigan. I feel like Harris, even though she's very unpopular, I feel like she could carry Michigan against Trump. Very narrowly, though, which is bad for her. Because she already lost Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania's still undecided. And I would feel like Trump would win Pennsylvania in this matchup by a very narrow margin if it's Harris against him. Only if. He could max out his rural support like he did here in the past, and Harris will lose enough urban voters that they just don't want to vote because of voter apathy. Because she's just unpopular and they just don't like her. They're just not going to turn out for her like they did for Biden, believe it or not. Well, guys, that's my election prediction. Trump would beat Harris in 2024 if she's the nominee, and if Trump's the nominee for the Republicans. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys.